Yes, YouTube Live is working tonight. Welcome everybody to our Inspire Nation YouTube Live event. If you're stressed, if you're anxious, if your back is killing you, if you got shoulder, back, or neck pain, or you're feeling completely overwhelmed, then tonight's show is for you. Woohoo! Tonight we're going to talk about all of this. We're going to talk about how to de-stress fast, what to do when the body is going a little bit wacky on you, and how you can feel better no matter what's going on in your life. So if you've been working too hard, finding yourself stressed, do we have the show for you tonight? As for ourselves, we're going Hollywood. Woohoo! And it's got us going crazy. We've been working around the clock to build a TV show. We're also getting staff on board for the show to free us up to help build this TV show as well. We'll give you more details as we have them, but it means we're figuring out a pilot, who we want on the show for the first season, and much more. Plus, we've been having to work on efficiencies, get new employees, and get ourselves healthier than we've ever been. It's enough to make our head spin. Jessica, is your head spinning? No, her head's not spinning. Her head never spins. But my head spins twice as fast for the both of us. That's Jessica, my wife. She's the producer. She's running the chat room here tonight. So tonight what we're going to do is what to do when your head spins, and what we can do about it. Before we do that, just a few quick notes. First off, still got some coaching spots open for later in the summer. So if you want a free one-on-one strategy session with me on whether mentoring is right for you, then simply come on over to inspirenationshow.com and click inspirenationshow.com/coaching. On top of that, and that'll be a free consultation if you're interested specifically in coaching or mentoring with me. Secondly, come support the show. Come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/Inspire Nation. Become a part of the Backstage Pass family, Inspire Nation family, and help support the show. We're 100% supported by you, our audience. And lastly, Jessica's been hard at work on imeditations.com, loading videos, meditations each week, which will be rolling out, I guess now before the end of the summer. It's actually turning out into this huge program with short, tight meditations to help you de-stress fast. With that said, let's talk about the top 10 things that you can do when your mind or body is freaking out. First off, when you're overwhelmed or your back is out of whack, which mine was just a couple weeks ago as we started into this, the first thing you want to do, number one, get back into your body and realize what's going on. Overwhelm and back pain are signs you're out of alignment or pushing things too hard. We'll talk about the breath more in a minute, but simply just seeing a mindful practice, being in the chair, feeling your feet on the floor, feeling your butt on the chair, feeling your hands on the desk, or if you're riding your bicycle on the handlebars or certainly on the steering wheel, can help you get back anchored in your body and back in that present moment. Secondly, if you're catching this live or close to live, then it's summertime in the Northern Hemisphere. Woohoo! Get yourself out of the stress mode by getting your body moving. For instance, I've been going nuts in a positive way, working on building my body strong this summer. I haven't been racing. I haven't been trying to compete. What I've been doing is saying, what can I do to build my foundation for a lifetime of fantastic health? So I've been doing plyometrics or bounding exercises in the gym, working on my connective tissue, working on my ligaments and tendons. I've been riding the tandem with Jessica and finding it, oh my God, if you have a partner or a spouse and you get along well, because I call the tandem either the marriage maker or the marriage breaker, get on out and try it. It's been so much fun for us. And then we've been out hiking and exploring, particularly along creek beds, which were completely dry last year and are now 20 to 50 foot wide, maybe even 100 foot wide, roaring rivers, overgorged rivers coming down through the valleys and the mountains in Colorado. Just being around this puts you in a state of awe and helps calm you down. But when you get working out, like myself, I'm at the gym 5 mornings a week and I'm hiking or riding all weekend. When you keep the body moving, then that stagnant or stuck energy, for instance, building up an L4 and L5 in your back, it has a chance to flow. It has a chance to move. And not only do you de-stress back, your back, shoulders, and neck feel better because you're removing stress. Bear with me 1 second. I'm about to sneeze. Excellent teamwork there. Very good. And I had hit the mute button too. That is a discharging of energy as well. The key to peace and almost everything in life is awareness. When you become aware that you are overstressed or about to sneeze, wow. When you become aware of this, you can take action. So one of the first steps that you're going to do and take action just when you get awareness is to throttle back, literally and metaphorically. What do I mean by this? Well, first off, if you're overwhelmed, what can we cut out? I like to say the key to saying yes in life is to say no. The more things that you say no to, the more opportunities you have to dive into what you really want. Or in this case, the more that you're able to throttle back. Honestly, it may mean disappointing people. But most of all, it means disappointing ourselves. And I like to say insanity is trying to please 2 taskmasters at once. Our friends will forgive us. Our boss will probably forgive us. But if we're tearing ourselves apart, we don't forgive ourselves. And that can drive us mad. That can literally put you in the hospital for the cortisol response, the stress hormone response that you get from trying to please everybody. So you have to say no. Hold on here. The magic of a live event. Say no to say yes to yourself. So we throttle back literally by saying no more, by cutting things out of the schedule, by even cutting events or people out of the schedule where we can. And we cut back or we throttle back metaphorically by noticing. Am I speaking really quickly? Am I going really fast? Am I like Flash Gordon or Flash Gordon? Is it Flash Gordon from Marvel Comics? Am I a super speeded creature flying around like a superhero, bouncing off the walls and going and talking like? Whoa! Catch yourself. Breathe in. Breathe deep. Watch your voice go from here. Put your hand on your chest. Bring it down, down, down. And literally bring yourself into your dantian, into your energy center, into your belly. You can do this out loud. You can do this in your head as well. But notice the spinning and breathe into it to slow yourself down. You can be in a meeting. You can slow yourself down. You can be rushing on your way to work and slow yourself down as well. When you notice that you're spinning, just say, I am here, I am present, I am calm, I am relaxed. Here, present, calm, relaxed. Here, present, calm, relaxed. Next, make sure you get back to meditation. This is something that we've been doubling up on. I like to say, if you don't have time to meditate, you get to meditate twice as long. For myself, we're working on going Hollywood. We're pitching this. We're doing that. We're hiring this person. And we're changing the format so we have a lot of shorter shows, snippets coming out probably in the next week on YouTube. It's going to be so cool. We wanted this for almost 4 years. Instead of just hour-long shows, you're going to be able to consume the key topics that you like in 10-minute or less bite-sized pieces, which means I've had to get up earlier to prep for my interview. But I'm getting up even earlier still to give myself more meditative time in the morning. Michael, don't I need more sleep when I'm exhausted? Actually, what you need is earlier sleep, something I'll talk about in a minute. However, a little bit less sleep and a little bit more space in your day by simply sitting and being changes everything. It's like putting more patience in the bank account. It's like giving you more resilience for anything that comes up or comes your way. What kind of meditation do I do? Sit on the cushion and try not to think about anything for 10 or 20 minutes. Well, what do I do if a thought comes up? Perfect. Let it go. Oh, there's a thought. I don't need to get onto that train like at the subway station. Oh, there's another thought. That's not my train either. Just be with yourself. If you need an exact exercise, do the 10 count meditation. Breathe in, out. That's 1. In, out, always through the nose down to the belly. That's 2. In. Oh, wait, is Michael going to count all the way to 10? Oh, wait, my mind was wandering. That's 1. And in, out, mind wandered again. That's 1. You'll find yourself doing the 1, 2, cha, 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 going 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. Perfect. The more that you find your mind wandering, that's not a bad meditation. It means you're learning how to catch your thoughts and learning how to relax more into the mind. We can't always control the mind, and we certainly don't want to wrestle a bucking bronco, but what we can do is leave the bull alone. 4th, I've been working heavily on my sleep, and I recommend you do that too. I've been working each and every evening to get myself to bed earlier and earlier. Well, Michael, aren't you going to bed ridiculously early? No, the workload is dictating that I can't get to bed yet very early. I dim my screens. I go with a blue light blocker on my screens as well. And then I try to transition quickly, get done with things, get the bird feeders. We've got, I think, 14 bird feeders at the moment. Get all the feeders packed up, get them in from the bears, and then get myself right to bed. All of the studies show the sleep you get before midnight is twice as valuable to your body or more, twice as valuable or more than any sleep you get after midnight. So that means literally you could get less sleep going to bed earlier and wake up more refreshed than if you get more sleep and go to bed late and find yourself waking up feeling like you've been hit by a truck. For myself, I wear a little GPS Garmin fitness tracking watch, Vivo Active 3. No, we're not sponsored by Garmin. But what it does is it measures your stress level and it measures your sleep. And what I've been finding as I've been getting to bed earlier and earlier, I don't know if you can see this or not, but my resting heart rate has been coming down and down and down. The earlier you get yourself to bed, the lower your resting heart rate, which is an indication of your stress level, your immune system, and your overall health. So work to get yourself to bed earlier and earlier. And then when you get up, make sure after you meditate, and we have a whole morning routine program on this, but make sure after you meditate, you do a little journaling or third person writing, like automatic writing. In fact, we have the program automaticwriting.com. Cannot recommend it enough. That's the program that changed our lives. Years ago, we were on Maui, meditating 2, 3, 4 hours a day. Great for calming the nervous system, but our whole lives were blowing apart. Once we got to a writing exercise where we can step back and see big picture of our lives, that all began to change. So if you really want to de-stress, you need an exercise where you can see what's going on in your life. And that typically is a journaling exercise, like automatic writing, like morning pages, something that is a third person activity, meaning you're writing to yourself from outside of yourself. Next, and if you're doing automatic writing or any of these processes, you might as well do some writing. I'd use a different page in my journal or a different journal to get out. I call it the better out than in exercise, or an ego dump. It's something John Sarno made popular. He's a doctor who really worked with natural methods for curing back pain without surgery. And he found that a significant amount of back pain was caused by harboring resentment and anger in our bodies. When you write out all the resentment and anger, forget the law of attraction, what you think about is what you bring about. When you write this stuff out and then shred it and be done with it, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between the written word and the actual emotion or event. So the more that you write it out and the more that you shred it out, the more you feel better and lighter. In the back, you start to feel taller, start to feel looser, and the pain begins to go away. Next, get yourself out to nature or the water. Even if you're in the city, there's typically a river, a lake, a reservoir, something that you can get yourself to. A park bench, sitting under a tree. When we're out in nature, study after study again shows our stress hormone levels go down, way, way down. So we've been doing amazing hikes. We've been going out to these rivers. We've been putting ourselves in nature, even if it means we only have time for a 5 or 10-minute walk downtown by the river. It helps calm and reset the entire nervous system. Speaking of reset, the next one would be to reframe things. Everything in life goes in cycles. Everything is a wave, and then everything is a trough. So if you're feeling, I can't hang on, it's too much, don't worry. Things soon will change, and they will change in a very positive direction. If you can reframe that in your mind, if you realize that things are going to come and then they're going to go, and you tell yourself this, you can feel much better in the moment. For ourselves, we're going, I know we're in overdrive right now. We're working 7 days a week. We're working 80 hours. I think we actually got our way back this week, probably to looking at our weekend, probably about 64 hours or so. And I'm like, wow, that actually feels quite manageable. I have reframed it that if we want our show and we want it bad, if we want to chop up videos so that you have an easier way to digest things and we want that bad, then we have to put in the time. But we realize we're doing it for a powerful reason, to help you and to set ourselves free. All of these pieces are important. And be selfish. You don't have to say, well, it's just about helping others. Taking care of yourself is the most selfless act that you can do. Let me say that again. Taking care of yourself is the most selfless act you can do. Why is that? I'm not helping others. You can't help others if you're not helping yourself first. You can't help others if you don't have any energy in the tank to help others. It's why in an airplane, they always say, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. That's not selfish. If you don't put the oxygen mask on yourself and you go and put it on the kids, you conk out what's going to happen to the kids. If you put the oxygen mask on yourself first, now you can help others. And speaking on oxygen masks, that's the next one. Go to a mantra like I was mentioning earlier, or go to the breath. There's many times recently that I found myself starting to talk like this and starting to speak from up in the top of my lungs. You may have experienced this too, where your voice starts to get really like this. Breathe. Drop it down right into your belly. Maybe that's what Snoop meant when he said, drop it like it's hot. Drop that potato right down into your belly. In fact, you can do your 3x3 exercise. You got 3 minutes. What I want you to do is take 3 minutes 3 times a day. In through the nose, put the hand on the belly, feel it expand. And out through the nose. In. Out. One more time. In. Out. If you did that with me, that was 3 simple breaths. That alone can be a powerful reset. You can set an alarm to do this 3 times a day. Do it for 3 minutes if you can. You can set an alarm on your phone, on your watch, on your computer to have something pop up. There are apps that can help you with this. You can even use an old school sticky note on your computer. Heck, there are even rocks that you can buy that you can put next to your mouse. Let's say breathe and take that time at least 3 times a day. Last 2 items. First off, use a shower as a meditation. So before almost each of my interviews, I read for 2 to 3 hours. I get all my notes together. I go through, I highlight things. I organize what I'm going to say when. And then in the middle of the last 45 minutes to an hour, I go, oh, I don't have time for this, but I'm going to put myself in the shower anyway. Why? I reset the nervous system, like grounding, and I can't recommend getting barefoot on the earth enough. I remove negative ions from my body. I basically discharge, remove this charge, calm myself down, and I let ideas chase me down. Now, if I'm really stressed out, during the shower, I will repeat a mantra. My favorite one is Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. It's an ancient Buddhist mantra that is a powerful transformation for the mind, and loosely translated goes to, I'm going from an egoic mind to the calm and relaxed, clear mind, clear and free mind of the Buddha. You don't have to be any religion to do this, but what it does, because so many people have done this meditation or mantra before, it very easily helps you get you in that energetic flow. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. And you find yourself so relaxed at the end of your shower or anytime you do that. And then do Ho'oponopono. This is one of my favorite, not one of my favorite forgiveness prayer. It's so powerful. Relationships. The most important relationship that we get to heal when we're stressed out is ourselves. So when you're going to bed, you're freaked out, you're stressed out, you looked at your to-do list. Please don't look at your to-do list right before going to bed, because there is never an end to your to-do list. In fact, draw out a mind map. It is a much calmer thing that you can look at. Something eventually we'll be making mind maps for public consumption. I have a very special day timer or map timer in mind that I'll be creating for people. But if you look at your to-do list at the end of the day, it will freak you out. Instead, step away from it, look at it earlier in the day, or play the day in reverse so that you feel like you have accomplished things. But then when you go to bed, you can be saying these 4 lines over and over until you go to sleep. I love you means I love myself. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for any way that I'm treating myself poorly today. I am sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt yourself in any way today. And thank you. Gratitude is the precursor to love. It is such a powerful prayer. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. And you may actually find yourself waking up saying, I love you, please forgive me, I am sorry, thank you, and having so much love for yourself as if you're coddling or holding a baby version of yourself and letting yourself know it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. And then, as you may hear Sir Meowsers playing with paper in the background, send out love to everyone you meet. This is kind of a bonus. I gave you 10 main ones. This is a bonus right here. Send out love to everyone you meet. Love is the ultimate renewable resource. The more that you tap into love, the more you will even have for yourself. So send out all the love you can. You're completely stressed out. You're heading to work. Get behind the wheel and say, I'm going to see how many people I can send out love to. Oh, look, there's somebody waiting for the crosswalk or jumping in front of me. I send out love. Oh, look, there's somebody who cut me off. They must be even more stressed out than me. I send out love. I send out love. I send out love. You will find yourself feeling more and more relaxed. Love and fear cannot coexist, or stress for that matter, in the same place at the same time. When you send out love, you are canceling out fear, you're canceling out stress, and you're canceling out your anxiety. And of course, you can send the love to yourself as well. In fact, I recommend sending out more love than you've ever sent out before. You will feel better and better throughout your morning commute, your day, and especially when you go to sleep, helping you to have a much better night's sleep than you ever could have expected, given the overwhelm and stress that you had had just before that. All right, so with that said, I want to open it up to questions. We've got about 15 minutes or so to dive into questions for people. I want to see what people have tonight. I'm excited to answer some questions.
First of all,
yes,
I'd like everybody to click the bell icon if they want to be notified every time we have a new video
That's fantastic. So make sure there's a bell icon on the right by where I believe it's where you subscribe.
Yes.
It's on the right side of the screen. And if you click that, you'll find out when all of our shows coming out. So we have typically a show 4 days a week right now, sometimes 5 days a week. And you look like you want to say something. And now with the snippets, we're going to have even more. So you're going to get these little 10-minute pieces, but you'll be alerted to them so you can get your Inspire Nation boost throughout the day.
Yep.
All right.
First question is from Zoe, who writes, what do you think of all the guided meditations?
What do I think of all the guided meditations, Zoe? Some are better than others. And I believe guided meditations are a powerful, powerful tool. When I first got into meditating, that was what I needed. Not that there's any judgment about it, but that's what I needed for my monkey mind. It helped me start down this meditative road. Now, my favorite meditations are pure silence, but they're the trickier and more challenging ones. The great thing about guided meditations, too, is you can have, while meditation is a very powerful spiritual tool, and I never want to look past the spiritual element, all of this is to dive in on the inside, to connect with who we truly are, to connect with the oneness, the love that we all truly are. But guided meditations can help us with real world functional challenges. There are guided meditations that can help you with your finances, with your relationships, with your relationship with money, with your job, with your stress levels, with any piece of the puzzle. And so I think they're hugely powerful and effective tools. I am biased. I'll admit my bias. We're coming up with imeditations.com, where for a very low subscription fee, you're going to have access to, over time, we're starting out with probably 30 meditations to start. Over time, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of guided meditations to choose from. So if you're feeling stressed out, you go to one meditation. If you need help with abundance issues or with law of attraction, you go to other meditations. So they're hugely powerful. And the way we're making it extremely cost effective for you have this giant library. Our goal is to make the world's largest library of guided meditations. But with that said, my favorite meditation still is and always will be the free one. And so, Zoe, I recommend a balance between the two. Do guided meditations to help take you in specific directions. And then after your guided meditation, take time to drop into the silence, drop into the oneness, and drop into the bliss. Do we have guided meditations to help you do that as well? Yeah, where 5 or 10 minutes, it guides you along. And then like a tugboat, we've taken you out into open waters, and then we cut the cord and we let you just float in the Beautiful question, Zoe. Thanks so much. What do you have next?
First of all, I forgot to mention that Keegan donated some money, and so did Palma Stevens.
Thank you, Keegan. Thank you, Palma Lee. So there's a way on YouTube. I still don't know exactly what it is, but you can make a donation, and that helps keep the show going. And so we always want to thank people on air who make a donation, because we are so grateful. So thank you, Keegan. Thank you, Palma Lee. We send you all our love. All right. With that said, who is next?
Okay. Our next question is from George,
Yep.
who writes, do you have suggestions for dealing with recurring or repetitive thought stories about events or relationships in the past?
Absolutely, George. So there are a few things that we can do. Some that are longer than others. Things like a motion code are a great way to help do some clearing of that. Tapping is a phenomenal way where you can tap around on all of your points. I'm going through them here so you can visually see all 7 of them. You can tap on your points while repeating a phrase like, I love myself completely and fully, even though this relationship is driving me mad, even though this relationship is tearing me apart. Look for a statement that out of 0, no pain, 10, incredibly intense pain gives you that 10. And you can go through and discharge and then do another round of tapping. My relationships, whoa, they're meows. I love you, meowsers. I love you, meowsers. I love you, meowsers. This is a Meowsers cameo trying to get on the keyboard. You can do another round of tapping where you replace, you replace the negative and say, My relationships are getting better than better. I feel better about what's going on. I am surrounded with love. I am surrounded with love. Going the tapping points. And feeling the love. And so each time that you find yourself, dwelling, you can go to tapping. And we've got some spectacular videos on that. I'm biased, but from Dr. Dawson Church and from Nick Ortner and from his sister as well. I think it's Jessica Ortner. You can check out those videos. And then the other thing that you can do is what I call the dwelling and antidote exercise, which is you can write it down on a piece of paper, you can put it on a spreadsheet. You can write out what are the things that you're dwelling about. What are the things that produce endless loops in your mind? Write down in one column what the dwelling is, write down on the other column an antidote or what you would like to replace it with. So for instance, I think it was a couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, wow, it's been a while already, we had challenges with hiking and park rangers and a ticket, and it all worked out great. But we could have focused and stayed dwelling on the negative. What are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about this? And instead, each time either of us caught ourselves dwelling on this, quote, negative event, we said, let's focus on how we get our house in order. Let's focus on how we build the show. Let's focus on something positive. And we kept replacing it with something positive until it became a positive event as well. All right, beautiful, beautiful question. Let's go on next from here.
Okay, a little bit of a long one.
Okay.
Or there's a little story behind it.
All right.
From Brave Skull.
Yeah.
I left South Africa many years ago because of the crime there, but my mom and the rest of my family are still living there.
Yeah.
Last week, the couple that lives next door to my mom were attacked in the night by 4 guys and had their car stolen.
Yeah.
Oops. I have this arrow covering the writing. Oh. They were beaten and they tried to shoot him twice, but the gun jammed, so they are lucky to be alive and they are busy recovering. I feel so helpless and guilty not being there, and I am concerned about something happening to my family there.
So first off, let's look at some of the real positives here at Brave Skull. First off, they're alive, they're okay, and I take it as no accident when a gun jams. I take that as divine. I take that as divine intervention. So we can certainly go to gratitude and love. It sounds like, Brave Skull, you have survivor's guilt here. This is something that a lot of soldiers come back from the war, or wars in this case, with PTSD and with survivor's guilt. Why didn't something happen to me instead of those I loved? Why wasn't I there and putting myself in harm's way rather than them being there on their own? Survivor's guilt is not real. What do I mean by that? It's a real emotional event. It's a trauma. It can literally create PTSD inside ourselves, but it does not mean that we were supposed to be there. And chances are there is nothing you could have done about it. It is very important that we take care of ourselves and take care of our lives for our families. Our families don't want us putting ourselves in harm's way for them. They want us living the greatest life that we can. Now, can you do all you can do to help bring them out of a dangerous environment? If they choose for it. But they're choosing to be where they are for their life circumstances. You are choosing to be where you are. That doesn't mean it's easy for them to get out. It doesn't mean it's the right thing for them to get out. But we are both individuals. We get to live our individual lives, and we are one. So you get to balance the both of it. You get to say, I'm not there. I have chosen to be elsewhere. That's okay. And what can I do to help them? And what can I do to support them? It doesn't mean that you want to go back and put yourself in harm's way. I'm a Brave Skull. I would certainly go to tapping on this one. I would certainly go to doing some Ho'opono to heal yourself and your heart on this. And I would send them all the love you can and prayers. Clearly they're looked out for. Clearly they have angels, guides, whatever belief system we have. There's something there that caused the gun to lock. And so I would go to gratitude and gratitude more and continuously use this as a guiding light. What can I do in my life to improve my life circumstances and help my family as well. That is the best that you can do, is continuously ask, not how can I sacrifice my life, not how can I martyr myself, but what can I do given where I am and the choices I have made to help them and help myself in the process. I send all my love, Brave Skull. I'm so glad. To me, this is the most beautiful turnout. Okay, there's possessions, and those possessions may even get them to work. I'm not trying to understate what it means to have a car stolen. But oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, that is the most amazing positive story that I heard, that they are okay. Yes, I would teach them skills for healing. Yes, I would do tapping work with them as well and help them with any trauma that they've gone through. And I would be there as a shoulder that they can lean on and not dump, but that they can express what's taken place in their lives so they can be their healing process. Be there for them on Skype, be there for them in other means. If you want to visit them, go and do that, but you still get to and should, and I almost say you are required to live your own best, brightest life as well. We've got time for one or two more questions here. What do we have?
From Jane Jones, what is the best time of day to meditate, and do we meditate while dreaming?
Ooh, Jane, those are two brilliant, brilliant questions. Best time to meditate. Best time to meditate. There is no, I'm going to say facetiously, the best time for you. We all have our own individual cycles. With that said, I believe we set our day up for ourselves. We set up a rhythm, basically the drummer of the band for our day, and build greater resilience and patience for the day ahead if we do it first thing in the morning. You can literally roll out of bed, get yourself a glass of water, throw a cushion down on the floor or on your bed if you're going to sit upright so you're not going to fall asleep. I'm not too particular about positions. The most important thing is not falling asleep, or else I call it a napitation. And simply be with yourself for a little while to give yourself some pause and some breath for the day ahead. With that said, do we meditate while we sleep? Yes, we can. It's not a very common thing that I'm aware of. We have had one or two guests who talk about lucid dreaming and meditating. It's kind of the holy grail of meditation, of meditating while you're lucid dreaming. I have succeeded in this once, but truth be told, I wasn't actually lucid dreaming. A lucid means that you are awake and aware in your dream. Instead, I found myself in my dream going to meditate and calming myself down and going to the breath and all of these things. But I wasn't fully consciously aware and in control. But you can do that. Now, our dear friend, our mentor, Jack Burden, who married us many years ago. He was my best man, actually, many years ago. He used to wake up in the morning. He did a Course in Miracles work. He would wake up, he'd get his water, and he would lay back down and kind of be in a half here, half not here state called the hypnagogic state, where he was kind of playing on the other side of the veil, so to speak. And that was his meditation. There are no rules. That worked amazingly well for him. But again, he was setting himself up for success first thing in the morning. Last question. Who do we have? What do we have?
Well, I was just about to share with Brave Skull that last year when you were doing your bicycle racing, I would hold my breath until I heard from you after the race was over.
Are you happy I'm not racing this year?
Yes, I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy you're not racing. And the reason is your last accident was on a bicycle. And you've had a long history of accidents in the past, which you're over now. You're done with that part of your life. That soul contract is finished. But when you were out during the races, I would picture you in a bubble of light. That was my way of sending my protection to you.
And Brave Skull, I've done this with Jessica on bicycle rides. In fact, one of our first dates, we went out to Jamestown, Colorado, and it rained on us. It was freezing cold rain. It might have been some really tiny hail. And I was just envisioning, I wanted this date not to be a total, how do I say it, crash and burn. Forgive the pun. But I'm putting her in a bubble of white light and a bubble of pink light and whatever light I can think of to keep her warm. I think we went down and had, chocolate chip cookies and cocoa or something at the end of that. but it worked. You would be amazed at the energy that you can send and the prayers that you can send. Now, you don't have to be this woo-woo. You can be wherever you're at. My belief system is I go to angels, I go to guides, I go to archangels. I'll go to a cheeseburger in the sky if I believe it'll help. But there's an archangel, Archangel Michael, who is the protector. He carries this giant sword, if you've ever seen an image of him. And whenever Jessica leaves the house, I don't know if you know that I do this, I stand and I watch you drive down the driveway. And I say, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, please protect Jessica. Please put her in a bubble of love and light, and please bring her back safely for our highest good, for the highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I would go to prayer like that. I would absolutely ask for protection for your loved ones. Any last thoughts, questions, comments that you want to make before we wrap things up, Jessica?
There is one more question from Zoe.
All right, Zoe, a follow-up. Let's do it real quickly. But yes, let's do it.
I wanted to ask Michael, he said he knew you would be there when the two of you met. What did he mean by that?
So I had been... Years ago, I had a fiance that broke up right after I had my near-death experience, number one. I call that time period my festivities. And for years after that, I was literally meditating, guided meditations, quiet meditations, meditations in the wood, running in the woods. I called it my time period that I was off in the woods. A few months before I met Jessica, I felt called to get out of the woods and to go meditate with others. And so I was looking for meditation groups, meditation centers, and I heard, not this booming voice, but I heard, if you go there, you're going to find community, and you're going to find a special someone. And so I finally anchored in on a meditation center in Boulder, and it was non-denominational. You could be anything you want. And I meditated there twice a day, morning and night, not so much to find her. I wasn't trying to cast a net, but to work on myself, but also knowing that a special someone would likely come along. And it was about a month later, Jessica had just left a spiritual center and group in Western Colorado, I guess Southwestern Colorado. She found her way to Boulder. And then it's a story for another day. You can ask us about it. We have mentioned it a little bit before. But one day, I opened up my eyes after meditation, and she was there.
Ta-da!
Woohoo! and that's that's a story for another day. Would love to share that with you. But I actually had, as a last note, I had a little law of attraction plaque next to my bed, which had a prayer that I did each evening for what I wanted to bring about. And one of the things was Jessica. Didn't know it was Jessica at the time. And I had a list, kind of like in The Secret, a shopping list of what I was looking for. But the most important piece on that list was, I want somebody who helped me be more of who I am capable of being. And then I had in there if there's somebody who's not meant to be in my life, may I become a monk or whomever I'm supposed to be. I literally was trying to become a monk, move to Japan, study Shintoism, study Buddhism, and just deepen my spiritual practice. At the bottom of this prayer, I would say, for my highest good and the highest good of all, meaning I don't pretend to have all the answers. I don't pretend to know what's best for me. And I surrender and give it up to the divine source, God, universe, wisdom that's within, the love that makes up all of us, that makes us individual, that makes us whole. But I give it all up to something greater than myself. And I surrender completely into the experience. And then she arrived, and in every way, better than I ever could expected her to be, for my highest good and the highest good of all. And as a last note, because I did ask for somebody who challenges me to become more of who I am capable of being, it does not in any way mean that the relationship is the Hollywood, oh, it's bliss, it's perfect, it's this, it's that. No, your greatest life partner will be your greatest teacher. So don't be scared off when you meet your teacher, but instead embrace him or her. With that said, I want to thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Again, we have a few coaching slots open for later this summer. Come on over to inspirenationshow.com/coaching if you want a free one-on-one strategy session with me specifically to find out if mentoring or coaching is right for you. And please support the show. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated tonight. If you want to support the show, come on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/Inspire Nation. Become a member of the Inspire Nation family. We are bringing social media people on board so we can get you even more frequent updates and behind the scenes information on our show, on our patron site. And then stay tuned. You can sign up for our newsletter on inspirenationshow.com, and you'll be one of the first to know when imeditations.com comes out, goes live. We'll have lots of free meditations for you as well. Send all our love your way. And above, notice I'm going back to the breath. I'm slowing myself down. This is what your goal is here. Breathe in, and above and beyond all else, shine bright. Woohoo! Thank you, Pookie, for running the show. Love you guys.